Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is 8258, and this is the introduction. And just going to take you through. This is our last project, and it's going to be the medieval castle game level. So it was at one time the Mayan game level, so keep that in mind. I just changed it to make it easier. The Mayan level was way too big, so I'm cutting it in half, and we're going to do a medieval castle, and I think it's going to be a lot more fun. So if you see a lot of examples, don't let that throw you. It's because I didn't have enough. This will be the first time we've gone through. I've had a couple of students that the last project or the last semester, I actually had students that wanted to do a medieval castle, and I decided, hey, let's just go for it and just make it required that we're all going to do medieval castle. So I think that's going to be a little more fun. And since this is going to be our last level, I want it. I want to make it a lot more manageable because I know you guys are, maybe taking other classes and don't want to overload you. But just kind of take you through it that it's the same exact process. So we're going to do the pre-production first and prototyping. Okay. And then we're going to do a little terrain creation. It's not going to be very extreme. And then we're going to texture the BSP. So we're not going to do modular assets. So we're going to be texturing directly on the BSPs. And then this has not changed. You're going to create some original assets, just 4 of them. Keep it simple for your medieval castle game level, and then you're going to set dress and cover. So nothing has changed. Okay. So you're going to learn some new. You're going to learn some new things. One of them is going to be portals and jump pads. So we're going to be using those two, which is going to be a lot of fun. And we're just going to do first person. Okay. All right. So let's get started. All right. Again, just a medieval castle. I have changed this. So if there's any remnants from the past semesters, you can just remember that I've just changed this. Okay, to make it a little easier for you. So you're going to find a castle. Do a lot of research on castles and just kind of you're going to create of course, the mood boards for me. I want those to be separated, so I'll have 3 of them. All right, and just quick overview. Trying to cut things down to make it a little nicer to look at, so it's not as long. So you're going to research, create mood boards. We're going to have 3 separate ones. Architecture, lighting, props, and assets. You're going to create, so you're going to have a wall around. Let me jump down here real quick. So the one I'm highlighting here is the Harlech Castle. Okay, and let's go down here, and you can see I've got some videos here I want you guys to watch. This one's really in depth. If you're really interested in the historic reasons why, and all the battles that were a lot of battles that were revolved around the Harlech Castle. Check that out. It's pretty cool. It's an hour long though. You're not required to watch that one, but this one here is just like 5 minutes. So watch that. It tells a little bit about it. And then you're going to basically create your own level. So what I have to have from you is kind of an outline of what the entire environment outside will look like a little bit. And you can see here we have our outside walls. Okay. And then inside, you're going to set it up any way you like, meaning that your castle does not have to look like this. This is just a layout. It's an example of the floor plan of the Harlot Castle. And it doesn't mean this is what I'm looking for, but I want you to kind of follow a design. We need to have 4 towers, at least 4 towers. We need to have an entrance gate. It needs to resemble a castle, obviously. So we need 4 walls, okay? And you can design it any way you like, but just make sure that you understand and read all the restrictions that I have. And there aren't many. I'm just trying to be very specific on what we need to have done. Okay. Again, if I give you a measurement, and you need to convert it to the units, the Unreal units, so it doesn't have to be exact. Okay. So I know you need to worry about snapping and all that stuff. So I'm not too worried as long as you can keep it at the minimum. Okay. All right. So all the requirements are here. Okay, you can see that. All right, objectives. And so lesson content, we talk a little bit about what castles are. By the way, heads up, the quiz lecture is over this exactly right here. All right. So make sure you read that. That's going to be over the quiz. Course assignment gets more into the nitty gritty. I need to have at least an architectural mood board with 8 references for that. Lighting mood board 8, and then props and assets mood board. I need at least 10 reference images for that. I'd like you to draw a rough drawing, and then I want you to finish it up in Photoshop, making it look really nice and clean. Okay. You have to have at least a minimum of 8 interior rooms. And then, of course, you're going to have to take all that information, the top-down view floor plan, and then BSP it out. Okay. And then add some real rough lighting, just as long as I can see, so you can actually do the screenshots and the 30-second walkthrough. So I need at least a 30-second plus. And make sure you guys are compressing at H.264 or XVID. Appreciate that if you would do that. Keeps the files down. So your minimum scale for your castle, meaning the environment, exterior environment, and the castle itself, can't be a minimum any smaller than 500 by 500 feet. Of course, then you can always go up to 1,000 by 1,000, but that's huge. Okay, just to let you know, you can see that we've got a scale here, and basically the walls from this point to this point, it's about 250 feet. Okay. And so you add a little bit more here, and that's about 500 feet. So you can see that this scales about 500 by 500. Okay? So give you a good example there of what it should look like. All right, so I need to have a minimum of 4 exterior walls with a minimum of 4 spires. What is a spire? Basically, those are sticking up the highest from the walls. That's a spire. Okay. You can have more, you can't have less. Okay. All right. So do your homework. Make sure you understand what those are. And again, we already went through the drawings, the rough drawing, and then the completed drawing. Okay. And this is again, this is just remnants from the Mayan level. So there's the rough drawing, and then here's the finished drawing. Okay. You need to have a key. Okay. If you don't have a key, then you've got to make sure you name everything, so I know what the heck you're going to be doing. Okay, so if you don't have color keys, you need to have text keys of what things are. Okay, color key looks like this. All right, so you can see that we've got the buildings, and they have the names of the buildings or what they are with numbers. And of course, you can see there's the color key we have here. You can do the color key or the text key. It's fine. Again, you're not going to go as extreme as this with the terrain, so it's going to be a little easier for you. You won't have to do a lot of terrain unless you have your castle on a bluff or something like that. Then you'll have to do some work with that. But you can still have some fun with the terrain. It is a lot of fun to play with. And then, of course, we do the same thing with the grid. Okay, and then to set it up, I go through that. I prefer you use Bandicam because it's really easy to use and capture your videos. And then, of course, if you have a Mac, you might have to watch those to get your walkthroughs. You guys know how to do all that. And the grading rubric, I've got it all set up for the medieval castle. Okay, so read that very carefully. So we've got the rough draft, finished draft, mood boards, and the BSP. So I got them separated 10 points, 10 points, and 20 points. Pretty simple. Turn in instructions. And I always want at least one screenshot of every room, corridor, and hallway. I have no idea how many rooms you're going to have. You have to have at least 8. If you have more, you're going to have more screenshots than that. And of course, you have to do a 30-second plus or 30-plus second walkthrough of every room in the level. Make sure you please use a compression of H.264 or Xvid. And here's just some architectural mood board examples. And the top-down view of the BSP. Again, I don't expect it to be texture. I know these examples have texture on it, but I don't expect that. Okay, just the basic. Okay. All right. I hope you guys have a fun time with the medieval castle and enjoy. There's a lot more assets that you can find for medieval, and so you can start looking for those now. I think that's probably a good idea while you're doing all this stuff. So if you have a little extra time, get on the Unreal Marketplace and see what you can find. Hope you have fun with this, and this is our last project, and we'll be finished in 4 weeks. Have a great day. See you soon.